some other Diamond 1 player.
Absolutely, and of course, here we go, guys. The game is afoot, and right away, the Zach picked up there for Dignitas.
Yeah.
Kiwi Kid's not going to let that one go through.
All right, so they've got their flexibility. Check. Taking that one away from Curse is pretty big, actually. St. Vish is very fond of this jungle Nasus at the moment. He really does like going for the early dragon, so we'll have to see what they want to combo with that, because already showing their hand, they're probably going to want to force that fight.
Well, it's interesting, too, because Dignitas is almost forcing that, because his other most played is Jarvan. And the first time around, Jarvan got grabbed really, really early, didn't allow him to pick anything but Nasus. And this time around, Dig has banned it, said, you're going to play Nasus, not a big deal. So Dig are happy to let them play that champion again.
And this time around, Curse have actually banned out the kassadin because Scar played it so much back in the LCS, and he was so effective on it. If they're not going to take it away, he's not going to have it either.
Well, we'll see what comes through the rest of the way here. Crumbs, of course, does get his Lee Sin, one of his most played as well. Of course, the Zach now at this point, probably going to go to Kiwi at this point. I guess we've seen top lane Lee Sins before, but I feel like Kiwi Kid's more of a tank-like player, and the Zach's more likely here.
Yeah.
So the Sona coming through as well. That's actually a good one for Patoy. He's a good playmaker, and Kerr's going to make their own decisions.
Kiwi Kid definitely very happy to have that revive passive, and he likes to be the point man for setting up those dives that we talked about. So already, Dignitas now have a few more options. Cutie Pie locks in his blonde locks as well. He's going to have fun this game.
Oh man, he's going to be on his pretty much one of his top 2 favorite AD carries. Here we go, the Ezreal coming through. So a lot of really good sort of kiting and CC potential from this lineup here as well. And they got the Sona as the Sona Ezreal lane. You got the Lee Sin for the kick, the Zac initiations, all that fun stuff. No Ashe going to shoot someone in the face, so the Caitlyn going to be a little bit safer this game. Not stunned quite as often. And of course, we still need a champion for Skara.
Yeah, hard to hit Ashe arrows onto champions like Ezreal or Lee Sin that do jump around so quickly there. So
you also need Ashe.
Well, I'm saying that's why they don't pick him up.
Yeah. And it's going to be the Gragas coming through. So there's one of Skara's old school picks, one of the ones that used to get banned away from him all the time in the spring split. And with those loosened up a little bit, he gets the Gragas back.
So Gragas works really well with the champions that have so much mobility like this. He splits up the team fight. That's exactly what Lee Sin and Ezreal thrive on, because they can easily reposition themselves, and Patoy will be able to lock down the the 1 or 2 targets they got knocked close to Dignitas. They can easily jump on whoever's out of position and take out that target.
They just got to be a little bit careful about Orianna getting a miracle shockwave when they're like, oh, we got Nasus, and then he gets a ball and he's like, die. It's the only thing you got to be worried about here, and we'll see what else comes through. It's going to be a fun one. And the Tryndamere coming back here for voyboy. It worked so well. I believe it was against Curse, if I remember, against Coast, if I remember properly. This could be fun.
So they lock in their split pusher after they see Dignitas' plan here with the splitting up of the team fight. So who's going to go 1 versus 1 up with this Tryndamere now? Dignitas are going to have to run through their heads, see who they want to funnel the money on. It's going to have to be somebody mobile. They have a lot of choices. It's not going to be Skara. Cutie Pie would actually be a fairly strong choice for that.
Depends if voyboy gets
but
slow.
he's gonna have to fight around walls. So it's a really good last pick here from Curse. Glad they saved that last one for voyboy to get the matchups that he wants, because Dignitas already said that's who they're focusing on.
Yeah.
It's voyboy and to a lesser degree Saint from the jungle.
The thing is, I'm thinking about like the Ezreal matchup, and like as long as and Trin did go with Ghost right here, I wouldn't want to fight a Ghost Tryndamere as Ezreal.
Blue Ezreal?
Well, here's the thing, right? So like I can hit you with the Mystic Shot and trigger Iceborne Gauntlet, but if you get the W slow on me, I'm gonna have to Arcane Shift or you'll out DPS me. If you save Spinning Slash, you follow me and the Ezreal dies.
Cutie Pie is pretty manly. He won't be running away from.
All right, Cutie Pie, prove me wrong. I'm just saying, I think Voyo's got this one. That's my call. I'll be wrong. I'm okay with that. But of course, we are getting ourselves into the game. The load screen is upon us, and you look at Curse right now on your screen. They're up 1-0 in this best of 3. They're a game away from guaranteeing that top 4 finish that we expect from Curse.
That they covet.
I don't know if they covet the 4th place, but certainly they get there very often, and we'll see if they can finally defy and break their curse for what it's worth, and
now,
actually beat TSM or beat Vulcan or beat Cloud9.
If the first game was any indicator, I think they have a really good shot.
They're looking good.
The pressure is definitely on Dignitas here.
All right, here we go, guys. The game is here. Dignitas on the blue side, a 0-1 deficit. They need this to keep their hopes of the World Championships alive. Now remember, Dignitas was the 3rd team that made it to the Season 2 World Championships along with TSM and CLG. We already saw one of those teams, CLG, get eliminated from that race. I want to see if it'll be Dignitas as well kicked out.
Yeah, Curse have not gotten to go to the Worlds. That would be huge for them. But even so, this is only the first step. After this, the winner is going to go face TSM, who look like their old selves. Or Cloud9.
Yeah. TSM's also in the semi, so we'll see what that goes. Q lands, actually, so some little bit of scouting coming out from Cutie Curse are spotted as they make their way through the invade. That's actually pretty good for Cutie He's landed 2 Mystic shots so far in these guys, despite them being in Fog of War. Ward comes down for Curse, and they're like, that's all we wanted, just some vision.
They make their rounds all the way. They get their blue buff vision, and we've seen only one other team go for the double invade and get wards up on both buffs, but Curse are happy with just that blue buff, so neither team really gaining a lot of an advantage here, as Dignitas are well aware of Curse's position.
Exactly, and as we've seen for most of these games, unless there's like a big level 1 face check where a bunch of people die, we tend to see the buffs getting traded out regardless of the ward situations. You can see Curse putting a vision ward down in their own blue buff to see, oh, nope, actually Dig didn't ward this at all, so no big deal, but it guarantees that Dig is blind at least as that happens. And Voy actually recalling back from his top lane. I wonder if he's searching for a certain lane. Never mind, he's staying.
Yeah, all right, so not much going to happen in the early game. Towards the late game, though, it's going to be that 4-1 split push here for Curse, very obviously. Not only do they have an amazing split pusher in voyboy, but they also have ridiculous wave clear. That's, again, why Saint has prioritized this Nasus as jungle. Nasus plus Caitlyn will be able to wave clear for days as a 4-man squad under a turret. This Curse team can easily defend a 5-man Dignitas squad, even though Dignitas are going to be looking for that dive. They've got the Zac and they have the Gragas.
This is interesting, actually. Looking at what is happening between Curse and Dignitas, voyboy is actually choosing to hide in this brush and not show himself. Cutie might not end up zoning him. Or, no, he's going to find Tryndamere after all. But I think this was a matchup that Dignitas looked for. Cutie went all the way across the map to say, oh, I'm going to go up to the top lane here once he realized where everyone else went. And this is voyboy, who needs gold to do well, stuck in a 1v2.
voyboy also does not have flash, and he's going to get pretty low under this turret. Cutie is doing a good job of harassing him down. Crumb's making the early moves that we're used to seeing from him. Does get into the bush before Saint arrives.
And a lot of pain coming out. Saint down to 320 health right there. Spirit Fire comes across. Damage onto Crumb's. Wither as well. The poke still coming out. This is still a better trade for Dignitas. And now it's the wave clear game. We saw him camp for voyboy's Kassadin just last game. Now he's doing it for the Tryndamere. We'll see if these guys can gain enough experience to scale into late game.
It is a fairly dangerous dive, though. Saint and voyboy both do have summoners, plus their own initiating skills. Spirit Fire really good at doing that wave clear, as we already said. So Crumb's just going to come back and show up front.
And it looks like it's going to be a pretty safe situation there. Of course, Curse, they're in the 2v1. The flay onto Kiwi Kid, actually, dropping him to half HP. Q comes across as well from Cop. And as he picks up the Bloodlets, he just takes bullets to the face, sticking into his little flesh right there. Hopes to push him out at the end.
Now, it'll be interesting to see where, Cop and Edward go after they take this turret. Yes, Caitlyn is going to be able to grab that one first. If they rotate top, though, then they will lose their presence in the bottom lane around that dragon, and it'll be harder for them to take advantage of a level 6 Nasus. Burn the dragon down quickly.
Yeah. And in fact, we were seeing the recall come in from St. Vicious. Wants to go back, pick up a Doran's shield for himself, as well as a potion and ward. So,
wow, we have some action in the mid lane. It does land. Jackie takes some harass.
Down to half HP. Damage still coming across from Crumbs. Of course, they already used his Q at that point, so no more chasing potential. But Jackie forced to chug through some of those potions there. Came into lane with a whole lot of them. Crumbs still lurking around, going for the race right there. Edward playing back onto Kiwi. Kiwi taking a lot of pain here just with that Doran's shield and one potion, but he's pretty much refusing to die here, holding the turret up as much as he can.
As soon as Dignitas see that St. Vicious brought a Doran shield, they're going to know Curse are going for the turret game here, because you only buy Doran shields for lane. That does not help you out in the jungle very much here.
Yeah, you don't even get the block damage.
And it's going to be up to the bottom lane here of Cop and Edward to put more pressure down there and try and take that turret as early as possible so they can rotate mid.
The Crumbs is looking for a rotate mid himself. He's looping back around behind Jackie. Jackie still has minions in the way, so no Sonic Wave will land just yet. But Crumbs being patient. He's just off your screen. There's his feet. He's coming over. Can he find the gank onto Jackie?
He wants to go for that CS.
The flash E lands Jackie down a little bit low, but the Q, minion blocks it. So just like a blocked Valkyrie, it blocked the Q there from Crumbs. No kill coming across. Play again on the Kiwi Kid, and that turret is dangerously low now.
Now again, we could make the point about timing with minion waves, but they wanted to go for that gank because there was only one minion left that Jackie wanted, and that's when you start off your ganks. It's timed with the lane opponent going for that last CS that you know he's going to overextend for.
And you saw the flash forced away by Jackie. St. Vicious smiting away minions as well, trying to keep his turret alive. Cop low on health, harassing Kiwi Kid a little bit, but not yet taking down this turret himself. You can see the Q coming across, still 210 health left in that guy. And the AD carries, though, still keeping up in pretty kind of the same. It's 48 to 43. The top laners, though, Kiwi Kid, despite never getting jungle help, actually out-CSing voyboy pretty well.
He's doing a good job. Zach is you know, decent at CSing under the turret, but it's really the strength of the Durant shields and the regen that Zach does have with those bloblet pickups. His turret, though, doesn't stand a chance.
There's just going to be one more attack here for Copy. Got to be a little bit afraid of Kiwi and Crumbs, but finds the kill right there. Ease back with the play on the Kiwi. They're going to pop the Ignite, and it's going to be the Bloblet split up now. Now can Crumbs defend his teammate there? Bloblet's taking down in 2 shots. Edward getting hit up by Crumbs. Crumbs doing a lot of damage. The Flay comes across. The Bloblet, Kiwi gets back alive. Cop has the barrier. Gets CC. Does he have the damage? Oh my god, Crumbs with first blood. Now Edward, he's going to go down as well. Double kill for Crumbs. Would you believe it?
The Bloblet heals. This is the second time already at PAX we've seen the Zach revive with just a sliver of life left. One more shot from Cop would have finished that blob off.
Wow, incredible play. Crumbs keeping his teammate alive. Let's just check that out again.
All right, so they are able to pop it, and Edward, true to form, makes the call to go for this one. They are getting in here. Even though Crumbs able to land a very easy Q combo on him, they know he's getting low. And the auto attack was in the motion of coming out for Cop right there. But Kiwi Kid gets up off the ground, grabs his regen, that last spell cast to grab another 4% max HP, saved his life.
Cop spent one basic attack on Crumbs. One basic attack away from getting the kill and getting first blood for himself. So here we go. The voyboy, he's somehow gotten out of this horrendous laning phase, and he's level 6. He's starting to push a minion wave down. He's not under his own turret finally. And looks like Dignitas are actually sending Kiwi Kid as the defenseman there. They're actually letting a voyboy sit in a 1v1 unless he recalls and puts himself back into one.
This is really just what the doctor ordered for Dignitas, though. That got them off to a very good answer to the beginning of Curse's plan here. They need to have a strong Zach to be the point man for their dives later in the game because they're going to lose the split pushing game. So they have to be able to pull the trigger at a tower. And that's going to be Scar landing his ult and Kiwi Kid jumping right in.
Let's see if they can do it. Looks like Dignitas wants to fight for this blue buff here. Jackie, St. Vicious, and Edward all here, though. Looks like it's going to be Curse outnumbering Dignitas. Crumbs getting hit up a little bit. Going to kick back a 3-man ultimate there. Crumbs forced to dodge away. The Q lands. The ulti coming across. Oh my god, the damage output. Good by Crumbs. He just did not want to get away from that one.
So Edward, yeah, okay, he missed a couple spells there, but he forced Crumbs into the jungle in the direction they want to go, at least.
And well played right there. So Curse going to get rewarded with their efforts with their own blue buff. No steal coming out for Dignitas. And power numbers really helping these guys. There's the lantern. Going to pick up a soul there for Edward. And Cop now back into this lane. Now he's going for the standard Caitlyn build. He's going for the BF sword. It'll be Bloodthirster or Infinity Edge. But Cutie Pie, it's his taking the blue Ezreal. It's the Brutalizer first into the rest of the blue Ezreal pickup there. It's been his trademark build. It's worked for him so far.
And he likes that to replace that Spirit of the Elder Lizard that really started the whole blue Ezreal build, because the Brutalizer, just like that Spirit of the Elder Lizard, does add the cooldown reduction that he wants early to be able to spam out his spells. Brutalizer also adds a lot of armor penetration. So on squishier targets that don't build armor like Cop and Edward, he'll be hitting extremely hard very early in the game.
That could be all kinds of scary. So St. Vicious sweeping away the wards. Now, we saw that work for him last time. Actually, he didn't even have his own wards, but the level 7, now level 8 Nasus had managed to both take Dragon and win a team fight over it. I want to see if Curse repeats that success, or if they're given a little bit more of respect. Looks like, nope.
Has he threaded the needle between those two wards from Dignitas? He went in there by himself, and Dignitas are going to check it anyway. Jackie just started out.
Scar low on health right there. Jackie forced to run away. Puts a ward down. Crumb's going to get the damage. Does not land the body slam. Oh, a lot of bursts coming across, though. This could be rough. One kill already picked up there for Cutie Pie. Another one for Scar. The Lantern's going to save his teammate, though. Cop's going to get out. That's 2 kills for a Dragon.
So 2 kills for Dragon, not so bad, but Dignitas have control of the field. They're going to answer with a mid turret on top of that.
But of course, all that Curse really cares about, it seems at this point, is much like what CLG did with Nian. They've got a top laner off to the side, farming away. He's grabbed the red buff. He's going to try to come down to defend mid. But look at that. Crumb's already there to kind of push him away. Lands the Tempest slow, lands the cripple. And it's going to be the turret. Looks like it might even be going down. Voy's around here, but he's outnumbered.
They also get the turret on top of that. So that is the trade for the Dragon. And they got the 2 kills. Really big win for Dignitas here. They're looking so much better this game.
1,200 gold in the lead. It's absolutely great for these guys. That blue Ezreal off to a good start. 1-0-1. A lot of global gold. By the way, 107 minions. He's 30 minions higher than anyone else in the game. I'm a Cutie Pie is excelling right now.
You know, we did talk a lot about how much enjoying playing helps out even players at the highest level. Cloud9 often cite how much fun they have in the LCS games where they get to play what they want to play and get to play the style that they want. So Cutie Pie grabbing that Ezreal, as everyone knows he loves.
Takes a little bit of damage from the ultimate, but not going to mean too much. Does have a little bit of sustain there with Quintessences and a Doran's Blade. Cop and Edward, of course, it's a 2v1, so they will push him back out. And so Cutie Pie says, all right, I'll take double golems, no big deal. Scar, of course, still on that wave clear train. Both of them actually going for the Athene's build. So both mid laners looking for a lot of mana sustain, a lot of wave clear there, and they can kind of get ability power to join the fights for damage later on.
Now voyboy looks to continue his split push with the pink ward. So not only is he going to ward for himself a bit deep, but he also is looking for kill potential on Zac here. You know, clearing out the way for some ganks from mid. Meanwhile, he's got quite a swarm of Dignitas here ready to jump on him.
Well, there's a counter gank coming, but it might be a little bit too late. You've got Saint and Jackie nearly back there, and actually Dignitas are going to run away from this one. They realized that the counter gank was coming. There was a ward on the brush near the Wraith camp, spotting the counter gank from Curse. Dignitas flinched, backed away from it.
Now, if that wasn't Tryndamere, it would have been a little bit late, and Dignitas could have gone for it. But with the invulnerability from his ultimate, he buys that extra time for the rest of his teammates to get there. And that would have been hard.
Dive in on Jackie, very low in health. Shockwave does not even come across. Look at the assassination potential. Just an innocuous sort of crescendo turns into death. Beautiful play.
And look how Crumbs has warded up the inside jungle here of Curse, making it his own and coming from the back.
Lands a slow into Saint as well, doing a bit of pain there. And looks like Dignitas still ready to play the siege game. Cop and Edward, though, they're back on the defense. Saint nearby as well. That turret will not quite go down, but is dangerously low here. Scar is going to block that ulti, regen back up as Gragas. Dignitas still very much in control right here.
A big wave pushing bottom for Curse, but it is going to be cleared out by that turret. They are losing a large amount of CS down there, though. So the small wins for Curse. Yeah. They're just trying to stall out here and use that wave clear of the Nasus Caitlyn to save this mid turret.
Yeah, I remember like thinking back to voyboy's Lee Sin game a good while back actually. He managed to basically just get free lane farm, and even though he was 1v2'd early on as a item-based champion, scaled up, was able to duel Scar and whoever else kind of went to fight him. It actually was against Dignitas. And he became this big late game threat. And look at this, voyboy. Okay, he got a counter gank once, right? They showed back up to defend him, but 0-0-0, 83 minions, scaling up. This is very reminiscent to the games that voyboy runs around and carries by himself. And so, yeah, Curse, that singular sort of emphasis is there for him. He can keep going and be huge.
Wonder if he's going to go for the Static Shiv first or the Blade of the Rune King first. Those are the two really core items for that split pushing Tryndamere. Static Shiv seems like it might be a little more important. He might leave that Vampiric Scepter as it is, but Blade of the Ruin King gives you that dueling potential that you need. So both of those, very important.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, you know, Cutie Pie down bottom, he did that little kill the golem on the go, wasting as few steps as possible. I just want to shout him out there.
It's good.
Utilizing every step.
Oh, Shockwave lands on the Crumbs. A slow down there as well. He's going to kick back and then W over to a minion wave. But Saint still wants to fight for this one. Flashes in, gets the Wither, but not enough damage. Unnecessary flash right there. Meanwhile, the bottom lane pushed down by I'm a Cutie Pie. There's another turret now. Dignitas 2-1 in turrets, 5-1 in kills. That is a nice thing for these guys. Only 2,000 gold in the lead, and Curse going to look to counter push this mid lane, but there's not enough minion health. That's not going to be a turret going down.
They used a lot right there and did not get crumbs. Shockwave also down. What I was going to say about PewDiePie not wasting steps, that's how he is the highest CS in this game right now. Constantly, he doesn't waste any time in this game, and that's how you get those.
And actually think about back when you mentioned that bottom lane had pushed down to that Dignitas secondary turret down there. When a minion wave pushes to a turret, it resets and grows for the other team. And you talk about wasting steps and being in the right place. PewDiePie followed that minion wave up to get that turret kill down. Just in a 1v1 against Cop. He was like, oh, I'm here with my minion wave, making it happen. So, you know, PewDiePie is still proving his skill right there, making a lot of great plays. And look, Dignitas still in control. Crumbs, you said he controls the jungle with the ward coverage. Look, steals the red buff away.
I love that side effect of Lee Sin. When you drop all your wards for the flashy moves, you also afford your team extra vision.
Yeah, it works so very well for him. And of course, Skara has to solo his own blue buff here. But Curse, you know, last time around they did control Dragon. They even got the first one here, and they've grouped back up. No ulti for Saint, but no counter pressure just here yet for Dignitas. It's going to be a little bit close. There's a smite, Ben picked up. Now they do go engage. There's the box, going to slow down. It looks like Crumb's forced to get back. PewDiePie tries to get himself away. Hook still lands. It's going to be a disengage, though. Dragon for 0. We'll see if Dig chases on down for this one. They're still looking to play aggressive.
And we saw the armor penetration here. These Mystic shots landing on Jackie have him at 40% already.
And there we go. Secondary mid turret does go down. Dignitas taking their way through the jungle, forcing Curse off to the right-hand side, not allowing them to get into a defensive position. Taking that one down. Beautiful stuff here. 24 to 22,000 gold. Dignitas still holding the lead.
PewDiePie is really packing a punch right now. This is just what Dignitas want. They need to ride this wave all the way to the base of Curse. They can't give them any time to breathe to let voyboy get that combo of the Blade of the Ruined King and the Static Shiv. You can see he's only got one part right now. He still cannot push as quickly as he needs to. He does have the dueling potential, but he doesn't have the lightning, so to say.
Yeah, and the lightning could be very, very important. Of course, here we look as the team scale on up. Actually, looks like voyboy's even going to slow that down for a little bit and go for maybe Mercury Treads. So he got the Null Magic Mantle there, so he's a little bit defensive-oriented here. PewDiePie takes a bit of poke, and actually still has not bought a Vampiric Scepter. He's still relying on his ability to kite around and doesn't want the massive sustain from items here. And is just using the Quintessences for enough there. The rest of the Dignitas still lurking around, and Oracle has already been picked up by Patoy as well. And the team sweeping away wards in the top left. That one's going to go down. Dignitas still on the siege. The jump in for Kiwi Kid, but there's no one to really jump onto. Going to back out for now, but 18 minutes in, they're already knocking an inhibitor turret.
Both side lanes are slowly pushing right now, so I have to see if Dignitas actually want to give up both of those fairly large waves, because it looks like they haven't gone back to buy in a while, and they are going to just give those ones up.
There they are. So a while back we mentioned that there was a 30 minion kill lead for PewDiePie, that he was so far ahead of everyone that he was going to be massive there. He turned around a couple of kills. And he's big, but Cop has caught himself up. It's 157 to 161. Cop already with the Infinity Edge. And the thing is, these builds are so different from the AD carries, right? It's the blue Ezreal build. He's all about control, but Cop building Infinity Edge, going for Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper. He's going to be a huge damage threat, and that is something that Digger's going to have to be concerned about.
And they're going to continue to use that voyboy split push. You know, he does have one of the items that he really needs for it to be effective, so he is already getting scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of threats on that lineup. And, I mean, you mentioned the Nasus, right? He's going to scale for free. He does percent health his ultimate. I mean, you talked about last game where Curse was happy to wait for the late game. Do you think that's true here as well? Where they can...
Well, they have to now because they got behind very early. They don't have much of an option.
They're going to look for that one, hope to keep control of the jungle as best they can. Of course, we're still seeing the poke game come out from Dignitas. Boy, in a battle with Kiwi Kid, this is going to be an important fight to watch to see who wins this one. As Curse, they'll still try to get control over their own blue buff. Of course, Dignitas on a bit of a surround. They've got 2-3 on one side. And looks like they are taking control of this part of the jungle. The hook lands on a Crumbs. Will they go for this one? Down to half HP. True Shot Barrage hits nothing right there. Is that going to be enough of a window? Blue buff, though, taken over. Actually, blue will probably hit the blue buff, actually. Give it to PewDiePie. But so that trade does go over towards Dignitas, and they're going to keep continuing the trade, or the push.
Now they've got so much spam here from PewDiePie. With the sheen on those Mystic shots, they're going to be hitting very hard, continuously poking down Curse, even though he hasn't finished up that Iceborne Gauntlet. as long as the damage sticks, that's going to be enough for them to keep the pressure.
And there's no real sustain here from the Curse lineup. Voyboy jumping in again onto Kiwi Kid, but the team for Dignitas is coming in from the side. This could be dangerous for Void.
No.
Pops the blade of the Rune King Ignite as well. He should be able to force Kiwi into Blobless unless he picks up too many little pieces. And here comes the jump in from Crumbs. Void not in a good place. Forced to ult back. Doesn't even bother to oh no, he already burned it early on. That had already timed out, so kill picked up there.
Doesn't even get the cell division. This is looking fairly poor for Curse. Their split pusher got caught off guard. That's because they didn't have wards. Like we said earlier, Crumbs has claimed this red side lizard buff jungle here as his own.
You even saw the rest of the team claim the blue buff, not lying. Cutie Pie, though, getting chased down. Jackie, the barrier forced the flash in. Will Jackie have the damage? One more auto attack, the Q not landing. Auto attack, that's going to do it. Good job, Jackie.
Now he's got to run, though, because the rest of Dig are going to close in on him.
And you see if he gets the elastic slingshot down. Let's Bounce is not available. Crumbs dodges the Q. Good job there by Jackie. But there's the jump back. There's the ulti in. This is not good. Jackie, can he get the cell division? Looks like he's not going to do that at all. Kill picked up there for Skara. 7-2 for Dignitas.
Jackie wanted that minion wave after his kill. He thought he deserved those minions. He just took out Cutie Pie, who was doing so well. Yet he stayed too long.
Edward's going to jump in, though. They want to find Patoy and Skara. Skara dangerously low, but here comes Crumbs again. Edward at 400 HP. Cop, though, still in the battle. Remember, this is a pretty dangerous Cop there. Police brutality coming in. Takes down Patoy, but Cop is alone in the back lines. Crumbs going to pick up the scraps, and now Kiwi Kid for the 4th time almost goes down, but doesn't. And now St. Vicious is alone, and he's going to be left alone. Oh!
We were both silent because we were just watching that thing the whole way through, and it does land. Cutie Pie with the ace.
I think everyone in the world just said "oh" at the same time. Yeah. The crowd said it. We said it. You guys at home, I know you guys said it too. Everyone, by the way, shout out to anyone who's having a viewing party, by the way. If you got friends over, you like brought some pizzas. Shout out to anyone holding viewing parties. Shout out to the guys here at PAX as well. Like, watching League with friends, exactly. Watching League with friends is awesome. So you guys are wonderful people, all of you, for being involved in this one. Crumbs with another red buff steal. He's going to find Voyboy and just walk away.
Voyboy is denied the red here, but Curse, again, consistently going over to this dragon. They put a very high priority on it, and it is keeping them in this game. The gold deficit not as large as Dignitas really want it to be. They haven't been paying much attention to this bottom side. Like I said, Crumbs claimed the lizard side jungle here of the red team, but that's not close to dragon at all. They lost sight of that neutral buff, or the neutral objective that we always talk about.
So Edward just going to put the ward down. He also gets at least some vision of the other neutral objective, the Baron going down right there. Cutie Pie going to just continue to wear the rainbow-colored buffs right there, red and blue for him to match his nice blue Ezreal build. Of course, I'm glad that Chain Vest is blue itself as it builds into Iceborne Gauntlet. I'm glad there's like that good little flow right there. So Cutie Pie not really breaking color scheme too much. As you can see, he's going to keep the push going forward. He's been kind of the major split pusher, ironically enough. The AD carry has been the split pusher for Dignitas. He's always been in that bottom lane, putting a lot of stuff down. There's the Kiwi Kid stats for Zach. 4-1 on Zach. That is a pretty good rate for him. Definitely one of his most played there. And it's working so far. This Dignitas squad are doing pretty nicely.
And Cutie Pie, not only is Ezreal a great pick for him personally, but it's a great pick against that Nasus that was locked in so early, because the Wither is not really going to bother him late game. He's always going to go blue build, and he's more caster than he is AD carry.
That's true. But speaking of casters, though, Skara has completed his Rabadon's death cap. Right, got a Doran's Ring, Athena's Holy Grail, State of Boots 1, death cap. So now the AP very high for this Gragas.
In here for some cheeky turret hits.
Very good move. Going to get some damage there. No one for Curse really stopping him just yet. Finally, Saint shows up. That just says, all right, we'll just hit W and walk away. No big deal. In fact, it goes back for the fight because Kiwi Kid is nearby. But of course, the siege in the bottom lane still going strong. Look at this. Look at the chunks coming out of that turret. And Crumbs zones Curse back by himself. Says, you fight for this, I'll kick you into the team. Another turret goes down. Dignitas 5-2 in turrets.
All right. Looks like we have Dignitas going on inhibitor turrets already on both sides, mid and bot.
And down to half HP is Kiwi Kid. Forced for elastic slingshot away. Gets a bit of a slow. There's the static shiv as well, done for Voyboy, helping his wave clear and burst a little bit, but hasn't stopped Dig just yet. You can see the siege still coming across, and of course, They have Patoy, who's got a Fairy Charm, and is Sonos, who's going to have that good health sustain for his team. Ooh, that was close. Cutie Pie with a good dodge there, showing that if it's not an Ash Arrow, I can dodge this.
Now, this is really a crucial point in the game, actually. You can tell that Dignitas do not want to give up this lead that they have, because they know if they let Curse play their game plan, which is voyboy split pushing, now that he has that duo of Blade of the Ruined King and Static Shiv, it will be very difficult for Dignitas to contain him.
His wave cleater's got crazy. Spinning Slash plus just the Static Shiv, trigger damage is pretty much going to immediately evaporate minion waves. You're going to see someone's going to have to deal with Voy, and every once in a while, and we've seen this from both Coast's and Curse's Tryndamere games, when he comes in from behind and shows up to turn that fight around, he almost always gets cleanups for like triple kills and whatnot. So you're right, this is going to be difficult for Dig. They've stopped the push for now, though. It's actually Curse on the aggressive, as they have voyboy still in the top lane split.
We'll have to see if Dignitas actually pull the trigger on a dive here, or if they can catch someone out of position. They actually have some good pick potential here. Crumbs has been doing a good job on that Lee Sin, kicking people back into the team, and Skara can easily follow that up with another knockback.
Well, and look at this from Crumbs. He's 5-1-1. We talked about that with CLG, with Big Fat LP getting a bunch of
Lee Sin.
Yeah, he's full tank, but he's selfish tank as well. When Big Fat LP got the early lead, he went Golem Spirit into the Lock Navarre and Solari. He basically paid it forward for his team, but Crumbs 5-1-1. He's like, no, I'm going Randuin's, I'm going selfish damage. I mean, he's got the Ruby Sightstone, like that's obviously going to help his team somewhat, but it's almost still a selfish Lee Sin item, and they're going to use this actually, Dignitas, to just start up on Baron with Skara on the split. But look at this, the rest of Curse are moving down. They're reading this.
They're a little bit far away, though. This is going down very quickly. The bonus for Crumbs taking over this side of the jungle is, yes, they give up the dragons, but they have so much control over the Baron area. This one's going down so fast.
It's going to be tight. Can Saint get in for the smite? Is it going to happen? No! It's going to be Crumbs taking it over. The fight has begun anyway. voyboy gets pushed back over the wall. Saint's a little bit alone. He's got nowhere to go. Shockwave does some good damage, but Dignitas get the Baron and a kill, and they're going to walk away. Skara, he might keep going, actually. Kiwi Kid on the chase as well. Oh, that was a really good cast, and Jackie's going to go down 11-3 and a Baron buff for Dignitas.
Good attempt there by St. Vicious. He did smite a little bit early. So much damage going into it, though. It is sort of that crapshoot. And that was really what Dignitas need. They can easily knock through this inhibitor turret now.
Yeah, I believe it. They've got still 7 seconds of 5 versus 3. The team pushing on forward. The Iceborne Gauntlet, of course, done for I'm a Cutie Pie. The Muramata combine as well at 27 minutes.
All right,
or
Zac
before.
dive.
And he's going to jump on in. Just going to join the team. There we go. One is down. 10 seconds still on Nijek, but does not have Shockwave anyway. Skara gets hooked in. There could be some damage, but the inhibitor still going down. That's going to fall. 28 minutes in, and Dignitas find their inhibitor. This is good for these guys.
This is huge for Dignitas. I said, that it was a crucial point in the game. If they were able to break through the inhibitor turret line or not, that would decide basically the story for the end game. Since they've done that already, and the bottom turret already has damage on it as well, Dignitas really, really lightened the load for themselves. It's got a lot easier for them to finish this one off.
Yeah, and especially when you consider that voyboy has just started growing faster and faster and faster throughout this game. 217 minions now, starting to eclipse the mid laners, but Jackie gets caught. Jackie's not going to go anywhere. He goes down, and look at the jump in. It's Crumbs nearby, but might not have what it takes to get away from this one. Just jumps through. Oh, the flash kick on the Cop. Cop flash away as well. He will survive, but here comes Kiwi Kid, and Kiwi Kid to the stretching strike takes him down. Now Edward, not in a good place either. He's going to be going down. Skara securing that kill, 4-0 and 2. Only 2 members of Curse are alive. This could be Dignitas pushing in for the Nexus.
And there's the skirmishes we talked about. Dignitas definitely profiting from. Right now, they're looking to end this game.
Let's see if they can do it. voyboy on a 2/3 Saint as well. Again, the 5-on-2 inside of Curse's base. Crumb's going to go for the top lane, though. They're not looking for the Nexus just yet, actually. They're going to get some turrets instead, so that the game won't just end, but Dig will get farther ahead here. 14-3, almost 10,000 gold in the lead, and 7-2 in turrets.
Yeah, they're feeling very confident right now, but they are still, look at their faces, they are still not letting this one go. Scar had the exact same face right there that he did last game, by the way. This is the intensity of these best of threes, and they know that it's not until the, oh, here we go. Jackie's going to get knocked into Cutie Pie, and even though at point blank range doesn't hit the Mystic Shot, they still have plenty of utility to finish that one off. He goes right through the box. Didn't notice that a little bit. But Cop gets kicked back, and like we said, very good at capitalizing on those out-of-place skirmishes that are broken up. He was one of the only AD carries that could follow up on that kick from Crumbs.
And so well played by these guys. And Skara also going to be wearing another nice blue buff for himself. He's been wearing that a lot this game. Still no upgraded boots, but adds a Void Staff. So Skara a bit painful in this game. Doing some pretty good damage, I would say. 4-0 and 2. And double Randuin's Omen now also done. So we talked about voyboy scaling up, but he's attack damage based. And when you're fighting 2 Randuin's Omens and a Sunfire,
so is Cop. So Caitlyn, she likes to be able to hit, you know, whoever's in front of her, and she's very much attack speed based, especially end game. That's the best possible way to tank her out. So Dignitas doing a very good job, not only with the plays, but also the item choices.
And the True Shot, not True Shot Brush, the Arcane Shift back. Going to be a little bit of damage from the Caitlyn ultimate. Patoy down to half, but still has the sustain right there. Poke coming back and forth from both teams here. Both trying to just deal some damage. Baron buff timing out very, very soon here. Crumbs actually forced to run back. This is voyboy looking for a kill right there. A lot of damage to the flame landing as well. Crumbs, 1 hit to go. He's going to go down. Shut down for Voy, ending that 5-1 and 4 from Crumbs. And there's that scary Tryndamere. It's turned on.
Well, Dignitas still have a really huge lead, but they have to still be careful. Curse are not wavering from their game plan. They're going to continue to have voyboy split pushing, and the rest of the team wave clearing.
And mind you, that was a Ninja Tabby Randuin's Omen Lee Sin. That guy is pretty much probably the most tanky force there against voyboy, probably individually. It's pretty close against with Kiwi Kid as well. Cutie Pie looks for a blue buff steal. He's not going to get that against Voy.
He does not Arcane Shift over, though.
I think he knows there's a chance.
Play there.
Uh-oh, Voy, though, in a 1 versus 2. He's going to jump in, but he's got St. Vicious. Does he have the damage that he needs? The ulti was actually burned early on by Voy. True Shot Barrage?
Does he find him? No.
Doesn't guess right.
Well, he guessed right. Voyboy went left.
Oh,
God.
Kobe, no,
Sorry,
that was amazing. No, that was great. It's 3 p.m. It's not getting late. That was awesome. I wish I thought of that one.
All right, so once voyboy does finish his last Whisper, though, it's going to be even more spectacular when he catches either one of those tanks. Because already with that Blade of the Ruin King and the magic damage from his Static Shiv, he was able to finish him off.
And now Thornmail coming through. So you're right, the magic damage can help a little bit with that one. Going for a Last Whisper, I'm not surprised that Voy's going Last Whisper now. He's facing like 1,700 cumulative armor. That's an exaggeration on the enemy team, which is going to be nice to cut through right here. So Voy just still, he is the main split pusher. Again, 267 minions, has now in first place, most minion kills. Voy was in a 1v2. He had pretty much the least minion kills of anyone in the game. Now has just taken a boatload of farm, 11,000 gold on him. Only two people in the entire game have more gold than him right here, and that's just because Dignitas is winning in global objectives. So Voy gonna be a scary guy. It's gonna be up to him still. Dignitas gonna go for the push forward. Beautiful play by Edward, but the knockback landed there onto Jackie. Where comes the engage? Here we go. Voyboy in the front. The turret goes down. Now here comes the big fight. It's gonna be important to see who wins this one. The ball's still down. No shockwave just yet. Poke coming back and forth for both teams. Cutie Pie over the wall. It looks like Curse actually forced back. Patoy's gonna tank the Caitlyn ultimate. Battle still about to rage forth. We're seeing
Crescendo still available.
Everything's still available. Voyboy's gonna spin in. There's a shockwave, lands on a Skara. Crescendo lands on a 2 or 3 though. Cop force back, he's low on health. Saint's gonna go down. Voyboy forced ulti back again. Has a shield, but he's got nowhere to go. He's maybe gonna go down. Beautiful Q right there, picked up by Cutie Pie. It's a 2 for 1 now. Dignitas gonna keep pushing in. Jackie getting low, Edward low as well. Good amount of poke, but Dignitas focused for the inhibitor. They get that one.
All right, Dignitas looking to take this one to a game 3 here. Gonna work on the Nexus turrets after this inhibitor.
There we go. Inhibitor 2 is going to go down. No minions for the bottom lane, but they do have some for the mid. See if they can push on force. 3 versus 4. Jackie pushing in, trying to clear off minions, and Dignitas actually are going to back away from this one.
They missed the ulti there from CRS, so they're going to back out. 2 inhibitors down, though. Means that it's inevitable. They're going to return to the bottom lane.
They are going to indeed, and of course with Dragon and Baron up, that's scary as well.
All right, so they lost out on the pork wars. That shockwave, yes, it did hit Skara, who's priority, but that was the only person it hit. And Curse really needed an amazing shockwave, not just a good shockwave to get back in this one. Cutie Pie's Mystic Shot comes right after Voyboy's ulti falls off there. And after Voyboy's gone, he's done. There's not much that Curse can do to defend anything.
That shockwave was so close to Cutie Pie and Patoy. It was about 100 range away from these guys. If that had landed, they probably would have killed Patoy before he got to Crescendo. Team fight would have been so different right there. But Dignitas, of course, with the inhibitor control, they're starting now onto the Baron buff right there. Scar taking up the damage, but That's all right. He's got Pato to help him out there. Crumb's going to join the fray as well, and there is not a cursed soul nearby to steal this. So that will be Baron buff again for Dig. We'll see if they go for that game-winning push. 10,000 gold in the lead.
Well, they all have 6 items if you count elixirs.
Yeah, if you count green wards, he's got like 8. Pato's got so many items right now. He's got more items than anyone else. Push coming through there. Dignitas, 5 men in the mid lane. They don't even want the other inhibitor. They're like, you know what? We'll just go for the Nexus. We got super minions, no big deal. Of course, you have voyboy stuck in the bottom lane still, pushing down the minions. But he's got to rejoin his team soon. No, Dig are going to go for the bottom lane and take that one back, and they just go for the dive. Cup going to get knocked backwards, but will survive. The battle going to rage on. Saint drops so low. Shockwave onto 3. The hook on Akimiki does not have cell division anymore, but he's so tanky anyway. 1 kill for nothing. It's going to be the Trinity recalling back to base. He's rejoined his team, but it's still 5 on 4. Dignitas wearing the Baron buff. Getting regen back up by Sona as well. The bottom lane push comes across. Shockwave lands onto 2. 1 goes down. Cop forced to run. He's going to drop as well. Kimikid's still alive. Finally dies, but voyboy now forced to run away. Did not do enough damage to kill off anyone. He's going to get out of this one, but now it is 4 versus 2. And here comes the push for the Nexus.
Voyboy's been kicked out of his own house. Dignitas are going to take down the Nexus turrets. Looks like it's going to go to game 3.
Looks like that indeed. Only 1 turret left alive. Edward trying to defend, and here comes the siege. Voyboy got home guards. Can he do a miracle defense? Nexus down to half HP. Dive comes in. Not going to be enough. Dignitas going to take home the victory, bring it to 1-1, and keep their world championship hopes alive.
Congratulations to Dignitas. Showing up in the best of 3 here. Game 2, they made the right adaptations. Went for the early game and took it away. Curse never got to get rolling with their game plan. They wanted to have the split pushing voyboy and the 4-man wave clear, but Dignitas took the early lead. Never let him get to that point.
And you think about the guys who really put the teams on their back. Champion that they're famous for. Scar is Gragas, 5-0 and 5, 13.7 thousand gold. I'm a Cutie Pie's Ezreal, 5-1 and 8, 14,000 gold. Crumbs on Lee Sin, 5-2 and 8, made everything happen early on. These are 3 champions that you almost like, they are non-surprising bans against Dignitas. We saw none of them get dropped away.